All right. Don, would you lead us in our invocation?
Yes. Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to come here and serve you and to serve the citizens of West Fork. I pray, God, as we go about your business, that you be with us and help us to make decisions that are best for our city. Lord, be with us as we return home tonight. Keep us safe. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Samantha, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll go ahead and convene our meeting tonight. We'll start with roll call. Misty Cottle.
Here.
Jeff Upton.
Here.
Jan Throgmorton.
Here.
Marty Lindaberry.
Here.
John Collins.
Here.
Dina McKnight.
Here.
Don Rollins.
Here.
Jimmy Condiff. Our city attorney and city clerk are both present. The first item on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Does anyone have any changes that need to be made to that or motions?
I'll make a motion that we accept it as printed.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Next is the approval of our meeting minutes for May 14th. Do we have any changes that need to be made to those? Or motions concerning?
I'll
Not,
make a motion.
not a huge deal, but on the business report, under the court, item E should be moved under library, item E. So the June 15th herpetologist, June 13th amazing is probably supposed to go under the library instead of the court.
Maybe.
Deal.
I don't
Not
know.
a big deal, but just,
No,
you asked.
that's good.
Point it out.
We got that notated.
And then otherwise, I make a motion we accept it.
I'll second it.
You see it? Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Next is our public forum. Do we have anyone that would like to address the council tonight? Yes, ma'am. Tell us who you are. Hobble on up here.
Bonnie Stitt, y'all are gonna get so sick of me, I'm sorry. I just wanted to follow up from last month, because last month I came up and asked quite a few questions about the Homestead sewer pipeline during the public forum. And I was actually, I said that I was open to having my mind changed, but in my heart of hearts, I wasn't expecting to have my mind changed, because I thought that I, had some serious concerns. I actually did have my mind changed, so I just wanted to put that on the public record. I talked to the mayor after the meeting and said, actually, you did change my mind, but I wasn't ready to admit it or acknowledge it at the end of the at the end of my time at the thing, and so I kind of grumbled about I don't know what, but I just wanted to make it a public go down on the record as saying I thought your explanation was excellent. I think it was a well thought out plan. I think it's going to benefit West Fork and benefit the environment. I appreciated some of the comments that you all made too to support it, and so I feel really happy about it. So just
Thank
wanted to say that.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Chief, I thought you were going to address us during the public forum. All right, we'll close the public forum and move into our business reports. Planning Commission, I believe Elizabeth is going to give us our report this month.
Yes, Chair Walter Harnish couldn't be here tonight, so I'm with you. And wanted to let you know that at our last meeting, we approved a planned unit development request for single-family residential subdivision of parcel 835-38508-000. It's called the Cottages at River Bend, PUD, and the property location is 119 South Centennial Avenue in West Fork. And we had a discussion between the planning commission and the public who were there. And we approved everything with, as long as every requirement of section 2 of the preliminary plat plan is adhered to. And we had comments from Garver USA, which reviewed the zoning codes and helped us with the plats. And McClellan Consulting Engineers reviewed the construction plans that include water, sewer, and drainage. So the recommended condition number 2 is that the applicant shall submit a detailed construction set and details to be reviewed by the city prior to permitting or construction. And that's it. Are there any questions?
Elizabeth, do you know how many houses they have planned
You would
for?
ask me that.
28.
Let's see.
28, okay.
I thought I heard 30, but yeah.
Okay.
30 lots, actually,
Yes,
27
28 of which are buildable.
okay.
I'm super excited about it. Do you know if they're still planning on just coming in from that church road, or are they gonna,
Yes.
they still are just using
Just
that?
because of the cost of building up the road properly with the drainage.
Mhm. That'll be quite the endeavor to make that road the way it needs to be. But I'm excited. I'm not. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about new families.
Just
and
wait.
building.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Next, court reports. Tracy?
City's thinking about
Okay.
it.
Well, on the disbursements part, it's not good news. We are down like 6,000 from last month and 10,000 from the same month last year. But overall, we're only down 5,000 in year to date. And I thought it was interesting that our tickets are only off by 2 from this month to last month. I don't guess I have a whole lot. I am supposed to, at the last week of June, I'm supposed to go to my court manager program training again. It'll be number 5 of 6, so I should be graduating in August from that. Let's see. And my part-time people are working out really well. They're all moving at different speeds, but they're all catching on and helping out with little tasks and different things. We are working on a destroy order for you guys, hopefully for next month, to be able to get all of our stuff shredded. It's very nerve-wracking for me. I do not want to be responsible for saying, okay, we don't need any of this stuff anymore. But I've read all the rules, so hopefully it'll go well. So, anyway.
Any questions for Tracy?
Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. Next, our library report. Marie?
Good evening. So I'm really excited to tell you our kickoff went really well for the summer reading program. We probably had about 80 people pass through. The fire department cooked for us, which was wonderful, and we had a lot of people stopping by. And I want to thank a lot of members of the city council, Tracy and Christy, and the police and fire department, because they're helping us with the passport program where kids can go to different local businesses and different places in the city and get their passports stamped or stickered. So we're really excited to see some of the kids have already been starting to go around, I've heard, so I'm really excited about that. And then so far we've had about 94 people sign up for our summer reading program, since that wasn't on the statistics that I handed out. Yeah. So I have a list, and I need to actually update it, of the places for passport destinations. So if anyone wants to make recommendations to me later, I'd love to hear them. And then also, as far as upcoming programs, we're really excited that this Thursday the Amazium is coming. And we also, this Saturday, we have someone from the U of A who's going to be bringing some reptiles and talking about herpetology. Does anyone have any questions?
So what about this slide that we're seeing, Marie?
Oh, okay. So the other day during story time, we had like maybe one empty parking spot in our parking lot, and we were really excited to see it getting utilized the way we were hoping for. So thought we'd share that.
We don't have Isaac or Chad here. Do you know how many spots you have down there?
Oh man, you know, I should have counted up before I came here. I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't think we have anybody in the room that does. But they were all full, and there's a lot more than there used to be.
Yeah.
Marie and I were talking about that the other day, and when you pull into the library, it just seems like there's a ton of parking spots now. And maybe it's because they're laid out better, but the new parking lot looks nice. Yeah, it's nice to see it full.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Marie? Did you guys see the increase in story time? From 63 up to 95? That's amazing.
I didn't get by.
Have you started collecting your passport stickers yet?
I have a passport, but
We recommend picking up your passport at the library instead of using your real passport. But,
okay, so
but it's up to you.
All right, thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
Next, the police report. Chief Halliburton.
Hello. All right. Got a 395 calls for service, and that breaks down into 96 calls for service plus 299 self-initiated calls. So our officers out there on patrol. We had 31 reports taken. We wrote 63 citations versus 154 traffic stops, gave out 65 warnings. We had 2 felony arrests, 8 misdemeanor arrests, and 2 DWIs during the month. Just want to take a moment to remind people and let it be known that we do have the Boots, Badges, and Band-Aids blood drive coming up on June 26th. Police department got it pretty well handed to them last year, and I kind of hope we do a lot better than that this year. That's going to be on June 26th from 9 to 5 at the community center. And that's it for us.
How's it going down at the park?
Oh,
I feel like I've seen blue lights a little bit down there.
It's summertime, and we want to make sure that we have a presence there. So during Memorial Weekend, we had to do some parking enforcement down there. Put it on Facebook that it's not going to be something we're going to allow. Wrote a few citations for it. You know, after we announced to them, hey, we're going to write you a ticket if you don't move your vehicle. I guess they had the extra money, so we'll take it. But we're going to be a presence down there this summer. We're not going to allow all the lack of supervision down there, because we want it to be a safe summer for everyone and want everybody to go back to whatever they're doing when summer ends. Also, one thing I did forget, we still are one officer down, and we interviewed yesterday and we got interviews tomorrow. So hopefully by the end of this week we'll have some positive report for next month.
Any other questions for
Appreciate
Chief?
y'all being down at the park.
Oh, absolutely.
That's important.
Anything else? So, Chief, we talked about it a little bit last Tuesday, and I meant to talk to Christy to find out the exact date, but have we hit 1 year?
The 15th.
The 15th.
15th will be 1 year.
Yeah.
And I've already counted it. I'm more of a month person.
Okay.
That's when it happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I've appreciated the opportunity every day that I've been here.
Good. Okay. Thank you, sir. Isaac is otherwise busy tonight, so we don't have Public Works, but we do have Nick in his stead. Nick, you got anything to update us on?
Not really.
Well, we appreciate you showing up.
Just for moral support.
Okay.
You know, we're working on the agreement, the agreement between the city and the homeowners association for the loan and everything, and the things that need to happen for the project. But it sounds like the loan closing is scheduled for the 28th.
Yes.
So things are moving.
And so, Christie, on that, did we get any clarification from Tom as to whether or not we may have to reconvene this month to vote on that, or?
No, I don't have clarification on that. When we had talked about it last week or so, he said it might be possible for us to just retroactively approve it, but we'll wait for Shep, the bond attorney, to make the call on that. So there's a possibility that we'll have to have a special meeting to approve that, before closing, but that's possibly that we can do it at the
Okay.
next meeting too. So.
Okay. Anything else, Nick? I will, while we're still on Isaac's department, a couple of things. One, I wanted to point out, Nick's here and didn't really bring anything, so, but I want to point out how nice it is. So in our zoning ordinance, we made some changes, wherein the city can pass on cost to have engineers look at development plans. And so as Elizabeth was saying earlier, Garver reviewed that plan on the bluff, portions of it, and so did McClellan. And so it's nice to have that engineering set of eyes. It's not just the city of West Fork anymore looking at those things and approving things. We're getting some professional eyes on plans that are looking at some more of the details. Dina, you asked about them coming out on Church Street only. And if you'll remember, we had a developer who looked at that about a year ago, and they decided they weren't interested in it. Part of that was, yes, it was cost, and that cost was coming. So to grade off of Highway 71 and not create a runoff issue was costing a fortune. And so, Chief, if it's less than 30 houses, they don't have to have
sprinkler systems in the house.
or two entrances.
30 or more, they'll have to put sprinklers in.
Or have two entrances.
Right.
Right. So that's one of the aspects of that piece of property is it doesn't support but up to about 30, and so some of it is cost, but it makes sense that they were creating a runoff issue by coming off of 71 that they were having to pay to deal with, and the planning has addressed this a little bit. But as we start to see some more developments, I think we want to, as a body, as a city, we want to encourage, from my opinion, we want to encourage the fewer curb cuts, the fewest curb cuts that we can have on our major thoroughfares. Okay, so thinking 71 Highway, we don't want every 5 feet there to be another turnoff on that for another subdivision, right? That's just going to create congestion on a main street. So thinking about that situation, they're not going on 71, but there's one entrance coming out onto McKnight or onto 170. So just a couple things to be aware of there. Isaac and I also had a meeting with the state. Was that last week, Christy, or the week before?
Last week.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not either. But we met with the state. They have their 30% plan, their drawing completed on the bridge. And what they wanted to meet with us about was to show us this. It's only 30%, but at least it gives us some idea of what we're looking at there. They also discussed that they're looking at August to September timeframe of having a public hearing. Maybe not a public hearing, but a public meeting. So during the day, it would be more stakeholders, council members, mayor, superintendent, that type of thing. That evening, it would be an open invitation to the entire public to come in. They're not going to be taking a lot of one-on-one comment question answers, but a spot to ask your questions, leave it with them so that they can research the questions and get answers to those. So should be coming up toward the end of summer. We'll be talking about that, but it's still scheduled for going out to bid the first of 2026, and potentially starting toward the end of 2026. So I think that's all I had from Isaac's department.
So you said 30% drawing. Do they have an idea on what their construction process will be?
Yes, glad you asked, Don. It's a great question. I really thought John would ask that.
Well, you are using some of your comment minutes.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
So we did talk to him about it, and the plan as of right now is to build without completely closing that.
One lane at a time.
Yeah, to some degree, yes. They said that there could be, the potential that it's closed for a period of time, but they're not saying like they're going to tear that bridge down and we're going to be without one for, 18 months or something. So, worst case scenario, they're hoping that they can always keep at least one lane open as they build it out. But what's currently there, what they currently have drawn is a 3-lane bridge with a pedestrian path on the north end of it, on the north side. So basically be thinking it'd be a turning lane running down the bridge. And initially the thought is, what do we need a turning lane on the bridge for, right? But it would be nice to allow that traffic to queue up there that was turning into the park, or maybe traffic that was trying to turn down Robinson. So
Yeah, we got turns on each end of the bridge.
yeah, that's right. So it does make sense to have that turning lane there. But we do as a council, as a planning commission, water or street department, I think we do want to push for meetings with the county to see if we can get an upgrade on Campbell Loop, get that bridge at the end there at Dye Creek and Campbell, if we can get that widened to a 2-lane. So I've talked to John about that, and we're going to try to get some meetings. Isaac's tried to call up to the county already to get some meetings scheduled to discuss that. It's 0.6 miles from Dye Creek to where the city maintenance starts on Dye Creek, or on Campbell Loop there. But it would be nice if we could get that widened just a little bit, repaved, just on the chance that we do have to route traffic that direction, or if emergency personnel have to run that way.
Yeah, either that or keep a fire truck parked on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah,
So,
that would be fun.
Yeah, I was saying that. You gotta
And
have a
even on
way.
this side of the bridge, so.
Yeah, you gotta have a way, right?
Yeah.
so anyway, that's something that we're gonna continue to push toward, trying to get those meetings and see if we can have a discussion with the county and get
So,
a little work done.
As far
on
as the state
Campbell.
goes, have we had any more discussions on like turning over the highway to us?
We haven't.
Not that we're in a hurry for it.
Not that we are necessarily, but we are in some instances. So we've got a subdivision that is coming out on 170, right? And there's going to have to be some, we discussed some changes with how that intersection attaches. It's at an odd angle, and if we're going to add, the potential of 60 cars coming on that a day, that needs to be addressed. And so, are they going to have to go to the current state standard? And the state has maybe some rules that the city isn't necessarily interested in, as far as sidewalks have to be back 6 feet from the curb, with green space. So there's some things there that I would like to have the city to
Have control of?
as opposed to the state.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
But no, we don't have those answers yet. Anything else for Isaac?
We'll think of something else.
Okay. Well, Chad is otherwise busy tonight as well. They might be at the same spot right now. So I think the big news coming out of Parks is the bathroom is supposed to be set. I just talked to Chad about this yesterday, tomorrow morning. So down there at Carter Park, over by the disc golf course, we're getting that set of bathrooms just like what's at Riverside. The plumbing is in. We do not have power in yet, so that's an issue. We're trying to get worked out with SWEPCO. They also have 2 new light poles, 2, maybe 3 light poles they're putting along that parking lot. So trying to get that worked out, but the bathroom should be operable for 4th of July, regardless of whether or not we have power or not. So we may have to have some sort of yeah, in the bathrooms, but we will have some extra bathroom capabilities at the park. And anything else?
Chad did ask me to just remind everybody that we wouldn't be giving away free food this year, but he still is in need of some volunteers, so if anybody wants to volunteer, just get a hold of him.
And we have 5 or 6 food trucks.
5 last I heard.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's added in there.
Have we let the general public know that they're not gonna get free food this year?
We are working on that, yes.
He put it up on the marquee today, and then
I thought it was out
tomorrow
there.
he's planning on getting flyers and stuff out to be more specific on
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
So I think we will probably still have some free ice cream, free water. The city will provide the water all over the park, but we will have the food trucks, most likely up by the big pavilion as you pull in.
The bathroom that you're putting in down there, does it have access to sewer?
Yes.
Okay.
And it'll be just like this one, so it's got the programmable lock. It locks in the evening, opens up in the morning. Yeah. All right, anything else for parks? Chief Myers. Chief Myers been gone all week, but and we were taking bets last night, me, Isaac, and Chad. Is Chief gonna be there tomorrow? No.
You gotta start considering your source, you know?
Good point, good point.
Travis, same way, he's like, I don't think he's coming back till tomorrow.
Been gone all week.
Everybody.
All week.
Today's
Nobody listens to me. So, well, Chief Halliburton took basically all of my report, so all I can say about the blood drive is remember who feeds you.
That's right, that's right.
I did hear somebody may have recruited Chief Stout from Greenland to help them, so they may actually have a chance this year. So, you know, be interesting. But really, it doesn't matter who wins. We just want to get as many units as we can get. We first place last year, it'd be nice to do that again. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, interstate construction has caused a lot of accidents, so we've been busy. It's well overdue, but it's bad too. So,
Yeah.
other than that, it's really all I got.
Any questions for Chief Myers?
Wow, quiet.
Did you see all that good press we got over the weekend?
That I got? No, I don't get
We
it.
got.
Oh, no, I don't know.
So there was a kid having a lemonade stand, and
I did see pictures of that, yeah.
I made it a rule years ago to never pass up a lemonade stand without
no,
buying.
no, you don't do that.
A kid's lemonade stand.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I went up there, the fire department had been there, I guess a couple officers had been there, yeah, so we
They had
represented
donuts there
well.
too?
Do what?
They had donuts there too? You said a couple.
I'd arrest him for that, Chief.
I'm still trying to figure out who doesn't like donuts.
But you keep forgetting they're not donuts, they're power rings.
There you go.
That's right. Got rid of that.
All right. Christy, bring this thing back together.
So our financial statements look really good. We are down on our bank balances right now, but I still think a lot of that is from the purchase of the land, so I foresee that coming up. We are $66,000 good on our budgets. Sales tax is staying very steady from where we were last year. On the water department, I did add another column down there on the sewer comparisons, just so we could kind of see where we are this year from the same time last year. So we are 24,000 in the red this year for our sewer income versus expenses. But this time last year we were 134,000, so I think that speaks volumes for the work that Isaac and his crew done, trying to find some
Absolutely.
I&I. He did have, and I don't know all the details, but there were some issues at the pump station this week, and our flows were looking much higher than they should have been. Last I heard, the Fayetteville is working on that, and they were gonna do an adjustment for us, once they figured that out. I'm not really sure all the details of what was causing that, but there were some mechanical problems that were causing it to read. Do you know what I'm talking about, Nick? You might be able to explain it better than me.
Yeah, I didn't hear that if it's been resolved, but we talked to them yesterday that the recorded flows were not matching up with the gallons wasn't making sense with it being, it hasn't been raining, flows are low, it just, they were gonna check the flow meter and just make sure things are working. I gave them some pointers on things to check that they can, the Fayetteville folks can backtrack, because the numbers he was showing, it was like those pumps should be running all day long with the flows that you're showing, and they're not, so there's something off, so it sounds like they're gonna get it fixed, which is good.
His water loss is still a little bit higher than we like it, but I know they have fixed a couple of leaks recently, and the leaks are starting to show a little bit better now that the rains let up. When we see water, we know that it's a problem, not just rain, so that helps us locate some. I know he's fixed, I think, 2 already this week that they fixed. So. The only other thing that I had, we did, I'm sure most of you guys are aware of this, we did reschedule the summer cleanup. The LRS is doing a lot of work up in Benton County with cleanup, and they called and asked us if we would mind doing that, so we did do that. So that's scheduled now for June 21st and 22nd. And also, he did not want a big to-do, but we do want to mention that Donnie Tedford retired. His last day of working was last Friday, but he's officially on the books until the 21st of June. But he worked 1 week shy of 29 years for the city, so we did do a small lunch at our building for him, but that's what he asked. He did not want a big to-do, but we do want to make sure we recognize him publicly and thank him for the years that he spent with the city. I think that's all I have.
I saw that fishing boat out there on a weekday already, and I was thinking, he must be on vacation. But he's
Some permanent
retired.
vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, good for him.
Any questions for Christie?
I think he's too young to retire.
He started young. He started here young. I think right out of high school. I think this may have been his first, maybe a second job, but shortly out of high school he started.
Nothing else for Christie?
Thank you, Christy.
I don't have anything. All right.
Is it my turn?
No. Next is old business. We don't have any old business, but we will move the contract with Homestead to old business for either a special session that we may have to call between now and the 28th, or hopefully we can just move that into our next regularly scheduled meeting. Is there any other business? No? Nothing we need to discuss? Okay. I don't have a lot of comments this month.
He's gonna pause.
Yeah, right.
Don't have much to say, but.
It has been a couple quiet months in the city. I say quiet, department heads have been, a lot of things have happened in the last couple months. But it's been good. It's been real good. That's all I have, John.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
What a meeting.